So that's the logo for Nippon Ichi Software, NIS America. Void Terrarium, stylized as Void something.
Yeah, it looks like a code snippet, like a function in a a name. Right.
Yeah, looks like a function name or something.
All right. So this is Void Terrarium, and this is our third episode of Casual Mode. We're not going to be counting these in perpetuity, but, it's still a newish project for us, kind of just looking at a different game each week. This came out on PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch about a week before this video went up. And this is, like you said, a game from Nippon Ichi Software, localized by NIS America, of course. That's their parent company, Nippon Ichi. And so this is a roguelike game, and it is from the Nippon Ichi Software studio creator, Masayuki Furuya. And he's in the past done games like The Firefly Diary and Rose in the Twilight. And all of he's actually an artist by background, by trade, but he's actually also the game director. I think he is on this game. I think he was on the previous games as well, but he's actually the art director too. And all of his games sort of have this similar sort of tone or vibe, premise to them, where they're meant to be kind of more bite-sized titles. They're a little bit more emotional.
Is that tone supposed to be somber?
Yeah, so this game is very, you can just tell if you can hear the music playing on the screen here. It's got this kind of very quiet, moody piano track here, and you'll hear as we jump into the game. It's got some relaxing, chill electronic music as well. Oh wait. Okay, this is a fine place to pick up, I guess. I wanted to click load.
This isn't what we planned.
I wanted to click load. Actually, let me just do this. Wrong button.
Yeah, the button. Oh no.
There you go.
You win.
I lose. Okay. Doesn't really matter. I wanted to click
play
load.
as a sort of bug robot.
Yes. Alright, so Void Terrarium is a roguelike game, and you just saw the mystery dungeon type dungeons layout up there. So you play as a robot nicknamed Robbie in this wasteland world. And this is Toriko.
Who's this?
So the premise of the game is that you're just a robot in this wasteland world. There are no humans on this planet or in this world. It has kind of, if you listen to the TetraCast this week, we talked about this game a little bit. It has sort of this Wall-E feel, except you do find one human, this girl here, and her name is Toriko. But this world is contaminated. All that floating around particle stuff up there, a lot of that is actually poisonous to humans. So I loaded up a save about 5 hours into the game. The first thing you do is you sort of create this fishbowl for her. It's literally a terrarium, and the main premise of this game is to basically put stuff in here. Right now, there's not much stuff in here. She has a makeshift bed. She's only 4 years old. She doesn't talk. I'm gonna clean arcade.
Where do you find her?
Literally just sitting.
Out,
just around here. Yeah, you just find her. Nothing more complex than that. All right.
Also, in many ways, I feel like it would be more weird if she did speak, considering, she's supposed to be the only human left.
Yeah. Actually, Furuya talked about this in some interview. He did a few interviews. There was one with Siliconera. We didn't get to interview him, but apparently there was a discussion on...
Hello.
Oh, someone joined us?
It's Chao.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. What's up?
You should have joined us when we started recording 2 minutes ago. But anyway. So,
yeah, sorry, I was playing my Sega Saturn. I got it moved.
It's no problem.
Okay. So, what I was saying was they had to make a decision on whether or not she should speak or not. And they ultimately decided not to have her speak. I believe the reasoning was, first of all, she's meant to be 4 years old, and 4-year-olds can talk, but not a lot. And it just kind of felt like the emotional connection would have been maybe stronger if it's just more implied than like having her actually say stuff and like, you know, baby talk or broken English, and how that would make even much sense for her to be able to speak. So she doesn't. All right.
And then who's this right here?
This is factory AI. So he is, or she, it's a robot, but kind of seems female. Basically kind of gives you guidance on what you're supposed to do. So as you see in that text up there, I'm going to be creating an air purifier device for Toriko here. And if you look in the lower left corner, you see a little icon of her, and it is very reminiscent of a Tamagotchi, like those little Bondi toys from like the late 90s.
So she's got a health, food, and then the skull would be like
sickness,
disease. Yeah.
And then, well, the bottom bar there is kind of how contaminated she is, and right now she's pretty contaminated. It goes down and up depending on what you feed her. All right. So what I need to do right now is go into one of the dungeons and find a device for the air purifier. So here are my dungeons. I have mission objectives, and I need to find a high quality motor. And if I listen to the hint here, 10th layer of the botany labs. All right.
And basically it's saying don't dilly-dally.
Yeah. All right.
So this is a genre of game that you're pretty well versed in.
This kind of reminds me of Siren the Wanderer. What was it? Shiren the Wanderer?
Sharon. It's a mystery dungeon style game. So roguelike. So it has these mystery dungeon sort of floors. They're random. All right. So I play as a robot. It's turn-based, so like every single movement on the grid is a turn.
And the enemies move in like lockstep with you.
Yeah.
But unlike Shiva, you don't die from like hunger and stuff like that, right?
Well, you kind of have... So it's sort of a mix between the roguelike and the Tamagotchi on the lower left, so you kind of have to monitor her the whole time. Let's go up. So
The only
with a
game I've
roguelike-
played similar to this is Digimon World 2.
Well, and even then, Digimon World 2 is not really a roguelike. It just has...
Well, it has the same like procedural dungeon
Right.
with floors. Yeah.
But it has like a normal, like, separate battle system. But anyways, like a roguelike, you start at level 1 each time you go into the dungeon. Come on. So I'm level 2 now. Alright, I gained a level up. This is my second one. At every level up, you get a skill choice. Now these are, you know, pseudo-random. They're drawn from like a larger pool of skills. So what that means is each time you go through the dungeon, what skills, these are passives, you get on level up are change. So basically sometimes you get really good luck and get some really good skills, and sometimes you just get some really bad skills. I'm going to increase my attack a bit.
I noticed your health is pretty low a good
I'm
chunk
fine.
of the time.
I'm fine.
All right.
Sure. I probably should stay on floors a little longer to try to level up a bit.
Level up.
But
Well, that's kind of a weird balance. You want to level up, but they just said don't dilly-dally, and I see her health drop to 3 hearts.
yeah. These rat things steal items.
So what if, just like thought experiment, you aren't able to get the motor, and her health drops really low? Do you have like a pool of items to feed her or heal her?
I have some items. So you might have noticed back at the base there was a vault. You put you put food in that vault, and I have some food items in there I can give her. But the thing is, you have to go back in order to feed her.
Giving up your position in the dungeon.
Right. All right. So
That's
this
an
game.
interesting sort of gameplay loop. Because in most roguelikes, you need to be kind of like calm and collected, and maybe take your time while you're going through a dungeon. But considering you have to always consider the fact that, well, Toriko is back at base, and you need to make sure that you get things done in time for her. That's an
Yeah.
interesting twist on things.
Yeah, it's effectively a time limit. As you progress through the game, you can actually make it so that she stays full for longer, and like basically her hearts don't deplete as fast. First of all, this guy's gonna be pretty tough, I think. Yeah.
So Vileplume. Oh wow.
Go the other way.
Right away, that plant almost one shot, yeah.
What happens if you die?
If I die, I'll show you. But basically, I'll just explain it for now. Every item you collect, actually, let me show you. So here's my items I picked up. I actually have a full pack. As you progress through the game, how much you can carry increases. I sorted it. So use a battery. All right. Oh, that battery made me sleep. Okay. If you look at the lower right of this menu here, you see where it says resources, and there's 4 different colors. So every item you pick up has a different resource kind of arrangement or value. And when you leave the dungeon, you don't keep any of these items. However, they're translated into resources, and the resources you get, those numbers down there, you never lose those unless you craft something. And I can't show you the crafting skill right now, or you do that back at base, but so effectively, when you leave the dungeon, that's what you gained, is these resources to craft items for the terrarium, as well as a few other items. And with that,
so you can either use the item as whatever the item is, like a battery, or hold on to it to get the resources when you leave.
It's kind of funny, but the color coding for those resource points and how it looks like they're broken up into different categories reminds me quite a bit of Prey 2017, actually.
Yeah.
Different types of resources there.
So I noticed there you didn't get like the 5-star skill. Was it just like not that good?
It was that items I used might not be consumed, but I don't really need that.
Is the only attack you have like this headbutt?
I can throw items.
Or I guess it's not a headbutt. I guess you're like punching them with your little arm.
I'm guessing those commands down the bombs are or the robot's different skill kit, I guess.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Okay, just use a leaky battery.
Electric boogaloo.
So there's some status effects in this game. Right now I am confused. There we go.
Oh, and now you're wielding like.
Yeah, I found a weapon which increases my strength. Actually, let me show you. Giant Slayer. It gives me 10% plus to attack, but also does more damage against giants. And these are also random that you pick up. And so it kind of has that, you know, like all roguelikes have a little bit of randomness. This is not great. No.
Oh, there we go.
So, you know, like a roguelike, there's all my items being converted.
All right, so you do keep some progression even if you die.
Yep. All right. All right,
She's pretty much as good as she was.
I think she lost one heart. I'm gonna feed her something.
Oh, you don't have much.
Yeah, I don't. Have some canned food.
That looks delicious.
She liked it. I guess when you're a 4-year-old with not much to eat, you don't have a lot of... Now, the food I gave her was a little bit contaminated. Yeah, but that normally happens. She might get sick now. But if she gets sick, you can heal her, and then it kind of resets the bar. So, actually, let me see if I can craft anything. Alright, so here's my crafting list. Here are the items I have to make for the objective. I need to make a decontamination unit and an air purifier unit. And it tells me on the right what components I need. So I need 4 greens, nothing else. And I have the 2 required like bespoke materials for it. And then for the air purifier unit, I need the high quality motor, which is on the 10th floor of that dungeon. And I need those materials. But I can also create a bunch of other items here. And if you notice, how this UI works is on the left, the ones that are highlighted in blue are the ones I can make. However, if you look at the middle screen there, it says item craft bonus at the bottom, like robot HP plus 5, robot defense plus 2. Those ones I've already created one of, so I don't really need to create another one. But here's one, tall grass. I got 2 greens and 1 blue to make it. I haven't made it before, so I'm gonna go ahead and make it. All right, now I have 5 more HP, and that is permanent. So that's kind of your...
You needed some of those materials for the objectives, though, too.
Yeah,
so
but
a balance
now
there
the
again.
next time I go into the dungeon, I have 5 more HP. You know, that's on its own not a lot, but, you know, it adds up. So there's a bunch of other things. Like here's one where I can get attack plus 2, you know, a bunch of other ones here. Defense, attack, HP that I haven't built yet.
Do they end up in the terrarium or not?
I can put them in there. I think I've been lazy and haven't actually put any in the terrarium yet. Let me do that now.
Yeah, you put like
I gave her a bed.
room.
All right. I don't think I have a whole lot right now.
You got a decent number of things.
I don't have. You can eventually get like a house and like here's a bench. Here's a big rock.
Hey, it's
tall grass.
It's artsy.
And there's like 4 different layers, so like you can make it so like she's walking behind or in front of stuff, you know. Just
I see. Yeah, you're toggling it. Yeah.
Just kind of aesthetics there. But tall grass. My bed is like a blanket on top of like containers.
It's like a
You can
blanket on
eventually-
top of like shipping containers.
Yeah, you could eventually get more. All right.
Does she interact with it at all?
Some items she does interact with, but I don't like. She'll interact with the bed. She might sit down.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
Cool.
It is kind of neat to see her like with different animations for different things. You have a dedicated nurture button, which basically is just petting her. It doesn't actually do anything.
You can pet the toddler.
Yes. You are the dog. You can pet the toddler. But like, so that's kind of the progression. Like, even though I failed, I have 5 more HP now, sort of thing. So let's try again.
Yeah, you have 5 more HP, and she has more hearts.
Oh, she does. Oh, I fed her, right? But she might get sick now, which kind of happens semi-randomly. And I'll show you what happens if that happens. Level up. Okay. And so I got a skill that is critical hit damage up, and you can see in the upper left, critical hit damage plus 50.
So basically, you're hoping to get a really good skill early on.
Yeah. Nah. There are a bunch of traps.
That screws up your
Controls, right.
Did that confuse your motion controls?
Yeah. I probably shouldn't go to the floors so fast, because you know you want to pick up items and get some training. These bugs kind of suck because they explode when you kill them.
And then they poison you and keep damaging you.
Yeah.
At least it seems like you only take damage while you're in the pool of poison.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that you said on the podcast was that some of the environments are kind of samey, but this place is called the Botany Lab, and it looks like Botany Lab. Like, it's got a bunch of like grass and plants and like vials everywhere.
Yeah, I guess. But
Like, does the color coding for the walls at least change depending on the area?
a little bit.
So it's not as good as it could be, but there's some flavor to each area.
Yeah. Aha. You know, I
seems
gain
good.
I gain HP when I move, and now I believe I gain 1 per movement now. So that's, you know, useful.
Pretty good.
Mhm.
So a very story-light game.
Yeah. I think I might have mentioned on the podcast, this game is about a weapon. Damage up versus mid. There are 3 different enemy sizes. That one is small. We haven't actually met a giant one yet. Small. But I now do more damage against mid-size enemies. God, a stupid bug.
So that vial plume type thing would be a mid.
I think so.
that killed you would probably be a mid.
This is a mid.
Is that a mid?
Yeah, but now I can almost kill it in 1 hit. That was a critical. But yeah, this game is about 25 hours long. but a lot of it is kind of this dungeon diving roguelike stuff. And, you know, it's not a very outward narrative. You're just trying to... Giant Slayer? You're just trying to collect items for the terrarium and to make Toriko's life better. There's a little bit of storyline near at the end. Aha! This here is where you get food. In these piles of sludges with bones and stuff. Aha, moss. Moss is food.
I assume that's not good for her, like, disease health.
Okay, see how it's purple? It's very
contaminated.
So items you get are either clean, somewhat contaminated, or very contaminated, and there's really nothing you can do about that. But like,
it turns into a lot of resources.
Yeah. Look at my Tamagotchi window. Toriko made a mess, and I need to clean it up eventually.
It really is Tamagotchi.
Yes. I can actually. I don't remember. No. Yeah, I can clean it from here if I want, but I don't need to quite yet. It costs battery. So in the upper left-hand corner of the screen is my health. You probably noticed. Aha. Now I have a slightly higher critical hit chance.
And all of your damage.
Yeah, and the upper right-hand corner of my screen is your energy. You use energy when you move. A purple enemy. They do more damage but give you more XP. But yeah, you use energy when you move. Batteries recover that. Some skills, like I also have skills in the lower part of my screen. I don't really use them that often.
Giant Slayer.
Actually, I'm not even using the Giant Slayer, so it doesn't really matter, but it's resources. So every item you pick up is resources, so you kind of want to pick them all up as much as you can.
Like, how limited is your, like, character's backpack or, I guess, inventory?
So you can, this is my inventory. I have 1, 2, 7 empty slots, but this is also one of those things that can upgrade. You eventually get, like, 4 pages. So it's the kind of thing where eventually, it is an RPG in the sense that eventually Toriko will stay full for longer. Eventually you can carry more, so you can go deeper into the dungeon, pick up more things. Aha, this is actually a really good skill. This is actually one of those like UI localization things that I think could have been better, because it's kind of confusing. Increases range of normal attacks by 3 spaces. When I read that as like, oh, I can attack from like 3 spaces away? That seems good. Well, it's not quite that. It's the 3 spaces in front of me.
Yeah.
So like that's one of those UI localization things that sometimes don't get as much care as like dialogue. Like that doesn't really make sense. Like a range of 3. Like
they could have said it like in a horizontal fan, 3 spaces in front of you or something like that.
There's also another really good skill where I do a full circle on every swing. I don't have any health.
About that contaminated moss.
Die. I almost died there.
I'm not sure how you survived that. But there you go.
I haven't picked up any health.
If you had stepped in the poison and died, I would have left.
Nah.
Can't you just like run in a circle up there until you
Oh
heal
shoot.
up?
This is a monster house. These are very
If you played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, you know...
Or any Mystery Dungeon, basically. I'm not gonna make it out of this alive. No.
You probably could have made a mad dash to the...
I think around turns they would have hit me.
Couldn't you have done it in a diagonal at that corner?
Not right now where I am. Maybe if I was more careful with my movements, but whatever. Alright. I get resources. But yep, that's
so
the
even when
loop.
even when you die, you come back with plenty of new stuff.
I'm gonna clean out your cave.
Oh, is that what the broom's for? Right.
Yes.
To be fair, you haven't made a potty for her to be potty trained.
Alright.
Yeah, you could be using that air purifier. I noticed that when you're on the dungeon screen, like that other one has a exclamation point by it.
Oh, that's just there were other items there, but I already got them.
All right, 3rd time's the charm.
I guess.
But now you don't have that crit chance update.
Yeah, or I start at level 1 again. I don't have that free space swing. I do have active skills, but to be honest, I don't really use active skills that much. I think it's better just to get good passives if I can choose them. But like, I have active skills. Like for example, swing is a full swing. I need it. It costs energy on the upper right.
Probably could have saved you in the last dungeon.
Yeah, but I didn't have that one. All right.
Is that bomb like an item you can use as a weapon?
A lot of mystery dungeon games have that sort of item. It's I have a shock bomb and a force bomb that I can throw. Oh, I'm getting a lot of bombs. They can be useful.
It seems like a very chill game to play like on Switch.
Yeah.
Just load it up, do a couple dungeon runs, put it aside.
Item capacity up.
Now that's a temporary inventory boost, right?
Yes, for this dungeon run. Like I could have gone up the floor there, but I'm just doing it. I'm gonna. Generally speaking,
considering how you can see that some of the enemies are very clearly like being controlled by that fungus, which gives you yet another reason to make sure that Toriko stays safe.
Some of the illnesses she gets are actually pretty amusing. Like they're not like, some of them are like not real illness. Like one of the illnesses that Toriko can get is sadness. She gets sad. You need to make her happy. But there's actually a creepy
Depression
one.
is a clinical. I mean,
yeah, a treatable illness, like medically. But some of the illnesses are actually kind of like creepy. Like the creepiest one is like called balloonitis, where she gets like she becomes basically like a blob of like, kind of like an Akira thing. If you've seen Akira, that's like the creepiest one. There's one where she gets a bunch of bugs on her. There's one where she turns into liquid. It's kind of weird. There's one where she has the common cold, just a standard illness. I'm kind of hoping she does get sick, but it is semi-random. I'm not getting any weapons. I need a weapon. Okay, here's a blueprint. Aha! So I got a blueprint for inventory plan +3. Or inventory plan +3. So there are, I think, 7 total inventory plan plus items. And if I find that blueprint, that means I can now create it. And if I can create it, I get 1 more inventory space. Permanent.
Oh, just 1 more?
Yeah, but there's 7 of them in the game. But there's other ways to get inventory spaces too. Like some of the bonuses for crafting certain items. But that's another one of those like baked in progression elements where even if this run I don't make it through the dungeon, I found that that blueprint. I don't have any I could have picked between HP plus or health restored by kits up. I haven't found any kits. I got a bunch of bombs. Aha. Yeah, no. So these enemies, these bugs are kind of like metal slimes, if you will. They run away. You only do 1 damage, but if you can corner them, you get a lot of EXP. Aha, I got this one again. More food. Moss again.
More moss. The best type of food.
Alright, I got a weapon now. Another mid-sized killer. I'm not gonna try.
What are those?
Actually, I could probably kill this thing with my bombs. To be honest, though, I don't think. Like, I could probably throw a couple. I'm paralyzed. No. I could probably throw a couple of bombs at that guy to kill it, but they don't really give that much EXP, and I'd rather just keep them for the resources. Bombs give a lot of blue.
20. Wait. Is that a percentage? Like
no, it's a count.
It's not 23.
Every 100
seems like a lot.
Every 100 count there leads to 1. Does that make sense?
That's what I meant by a percentage.
Okay, right, yeah.
Isn't that what a percentage is?
Well, I just didn't know exactly what you meant. Like, but yeah,
no, I'm just being cheeky.
Percentage.
I saw the 23, and I'm like, you've only had like 1, 2, 3 of each resource. So 23 seems like a lot. I'm like, oh, I bet it's 23 out of 100 to get 1. Is paralyzed like Pokemon paralyzed, where every time you swing, you just have a chance of it?
Right. Whenever you swing, you have a chance of just not doing anything. Give me good level ups.
So what's a typical like level you would shoot for by the time you're at the final floor?
It depends where you are in the game. And I'll just go up to the next floor. It depends where you are in the game, but the last, damn it. Now I have to kill this thing.
Use your bombs.
Kill this guy
I'll
first.
kill that guy first. Oh, those are the things that killed you before, I think.
I'm trying to remember. There's a way to rotate. I don't remember exactly.
Well, it looks like you might be able to sneak by him now.
Oh, I probably can do this. Take some damage, but...
Flawless. Hey, he just dropped a rat.
Wait, what? I just killed a rat.
You killed it.
There's a rat hiding behind him, right. Man, I have not picked up any like healing items this run. I got a lot of bombs. See, I'm probably not going to go up to the next floor yet. I need to fight a little bit. Biogels are healing items, but they're not great.
If you just keep running in a circle, will you eventually just be ambushed in the room you're in?
No. Enemies do respawn. Like, you can't clear out all the enemies on a floor. Okay. Raise my critical damage and critical chance. It's not great, but it's something. If I
it might save you.
I'm kind of hoping Toriko gets sick, but you know, I don't really have any control over that.
Why would you hope for that?
Just because it's interesting to show. And just so you know, and I'll just explain it. If she does get sick, and then you basically go into like a temporary dungeon to find the item to heal her, then her kind of her contamination bar resets. So it's kind of the way to reset it there. The regen potion is good, but I don't need to use it right now. So as you see, like I've already found the portal to the next floor, but I kind of figure, you know, it's worth exploring. You know, I might get resources, I might get a better weapon, get EXP.
Yeah, you also just kind of heal up.
Right, that too. And a lot of the game has this sort of soundtrack.
Definitely
very chill.
The vibe of the soundtrack.
Yep.
Does each dungeon have its own track?
I think so. There might be one that's borrowed, but most of them are. They're all very similar to this style. So I'm there, I fully went out and explored the floor. If I keep roaming around, I'll keep running into enemies, but nothing else to pick up.
You're starting to run a bit low on energy.
Oh yeah. I don't have any health. I don't have any health healing items or energy healing items. Oh, here's another battery. Okay.
I'm still trying to make sense of like what you are. You're like a computer monitor attached to like a vacuum bag.
Something like that. Another battery.
Yeah, I don't know quite what the main character is supposed to be, but it's a pretty good design, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'm on floor.
It's kind of got this. It's kind of got this like. It shares the space where it's like a cutesy vibe, but also like things have like moss and fungus growing out of them. So it's like unnerving at the same time.
Shit.
Oh, he's gonna run away.
Oh no!
You could have swung.
Yeah, I know.
You had it.
Yeah. Maybe I'll bump into him again.
Do they despawn, or is he's around somewhere?
He roams. If you haven't could tell, these enemies, their thing is that they can like birth new ones.
I love how the metal slime type character in this game is literally a cockroach.
Oh, there he is. Got him. Yeah, it is a cockroach.
This is actually a pretty good one. It's not great, but rare chance of attacking twice in one turn. Let me just go up and see if I can see one. Let's just go to the floor.
Well, this
I'd have to,
now you're
like,
on the 10th floor, which is where the
Wait, no, I'm
this is
not.
where the motor is. Right?
No, I'm not.
Oh no,
that's
one
just
floor.
I'm
Oh,
level 9. I'm on floor 7. Shoot.
Oh, I see. Layer versus level. I gotcha.
Getting there, but the girl's heart's getting pretty low. It's at 2 now.
It'll be fine. Cockroach. There's a cockroach. They give me good EXP. Oh, this one is actually really weird. Like, you have to maintain your HP, your EN. I'm not even gonna get that. It's like if you maintain it.
That seems like a pretty strict trade-off for a level 5 skill.
And if your EN does go too low or too high, it is a massive amount of damage. Haha. Oh, this is a decent one. Another bomb. I have a lot of bombs.
I'd say it's time to probably rush to get to the end.
No. I didn't mean to step on it twice.
What
I
is
can't
that?
control. It's a glitch trap. Oh, so these traps are in mystery dungeon games all over the place. If you can't really see them, you can get skills to make them more likely to appear. Alright, I need to use another battery. These...
I can see why those moths get annoying. Cockroach.
Shoot. I used a regen potion. it's a container. They have what are called mods. Okay, here are some items. Increase my attack a bit. I'm not really getting good. See, I got a wooden chair blueprint, so I can craft that. And if I craft it, I'll get another bonus to my stats. Here's a material. Strange tree. You might have noticed, actually, I think I highlighted it when I was looking at the crafting before. Most items you craft with just those like material resources, those counted numbers, but there are a few that require like a bespoke item, and I found a strange tree which allows me to create some tree items. Okay, another battery. Let me use it. What is that? A cockroach. I think it's gonna just run away though. No! Okay, haha, you're trapped. You're trapped. Haha, this is actually a really good one. The more items I have, the more damage I'll do. And I'm pretty full on items, and if you remember correctly, I picked up that item inventory limit boost, like... Oh god, this guy's trying to go away from me. I picked up that item inventory boost.
He looks like a takeout box or something. Oh, he's a robot though.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to him. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. Good thing I picked up these batteries. Alright. One more floor. Can I do it? And there's my rare chance to double attack. Actually, a power potion might be useful. Okay, well, maybe save it for the next floor.
Yeah, use it on the final floor.
So, that potion, like, plus 50 damage, but only for one layer. So it's sort of one of those things that it's not permanent. You have to use it kind of strategically. Alright.
Well, I do kind of like how, just the way the game is designed, you're not tempted to really hoard too much, because you can get those resources from batteries and everything you got plenty of. So you might as well just use the potion when you need it, rather than just holding on to it.
Right.
A couple of strawberries you've gotten.
Toriko doesn't have much HP left. Aha, the next floor.
So this is the final floor. Or at least the floor that the motor is on.
Yeah, so now I just have... Now these floors are sometimes... Oh yeah, this floor might not actually have any enemies on it. They're kind of just unique floors. Aha, so... Just a big room, a bunch of items I can get. I have to find...
So basically it's like a victory lap. Just go in and pick all your spoils.
I have to find the item.
One of these items is the motor.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. I have to go around to get it.
Yeah, I like how they have
Ooh.
specifically different designs than regular floors.
All right. So
Connected to your right.
my inventory is full now. Now this might keep going. Okay, there's actually more floors that I could go down. But it's one of those things like, I have the motor that I need and I'm not losing it. Oh, she's down to 1 health. I better leave now. No, whatever. Alright.
The leaving is the same animation as dying.
Yep.
So you choose which food you want to keep and the rest is converted?
Yes, in your vault you can only carry so much. Also, your vault space also increases as you go through the game. So basically you just get more and better at everything the more you go, you know, like a proper RPG. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is feed her. I'm going to give her something that's not contaminated. Eat this moss.
So when her like food symbol is lit up, what does that mean?
Moss.
Like,
oh, that means she's just really hungry.
but like, what happens if you don't feed her?
I'm not actually sure. I think she can fail. You can hit a failure state. Okay, she should be partially full. Yeah, it didn't feed her. It didn't heal her all the way. But clean her cage. All right,
and she's like corrupted a little bit.
Oh yeah, her eye is kind of messed up. That's just how it is. That's normal though. And I gave her clean food, so now she's healthy-ish. So
very clean moss.
We won't get to see her get sick probably. Okay, so now let's see if I can craft this item. Oh shoot, I need more green. Actually,
that's for the decontamination filter.
Have I made? No, I haven't made that yet. But I think I need both. Okay, I'm gonna make the air purifier unit, which, if you notice, it says Toriko Stomach Plus. She'll stay fuller for longer. So this is as close to a cutscene that the game has. Oh, I have to... Alright, let me see if I can get enough green really quickly.
Now,
here.
can you place the air purifier in a terrarium or no?
No, I think these items are actually just... It's just like a... It's not an actual like furniture piece. I need a little bit of green. Let me just see if I can get that real quick. If I look at my... here. I need one more. So basically just pick up items and leave. Like 10, 5.
I believe in you.
I don't think there's anywhere on here that shows how much I have currently. I think you have to be at home to see that.
What percent you're currently at? Because you might be at like 0.99.
Yeah. I got a shield. I haven't actually picked up one of those yet.
Is that just passive?
Yep. Just like the claws you can pick up, there's different shields. They raise your defense overall, but then like especially towards one type of enemy. And this was an anti-medium shield, so now those medium-sized enemies... I don't think we've actually met a large one yet. Like there must not be any in this dungeon. Medium-sized enemies will do way less damage.
It's not be silly in a game like this, because I haven't played many. But are there any like boss-like creatures where there's something that has like a very specific design and
like 2 in the game? There's not much. So right now my goal
So
is
I thought you'd get to the. Well, I guess it makes some sense if that wasn't the final floor of the lab. It was like more of a respite floor.
But even then, there's like 2 bosses in the game. It's like a mid-game boss and a final boss, and that's it. There's not a lot. I kind of wish there were more.
I mean, Shiren the Wanderer doesn't really have too many more bosses.
Yeah.
There's only so many things you can do with this style of game.
If anything, I'd say it's rare for bespoke roguelikes like this to have a wide variety of boss fights.
I just need items. Let's see. 5, 5, 5, 10.
So you get one of the ones that's like 25 in one go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no items. Oh, here's 3 items. Good. Did those give a lot? Yeah, 10 each. Oh. I'm gonna take my chance,
20.
and that's all I needed. If not, I can just jump back in real quick.
Just grab one item.
Oh, I was pretty much empty. No! I need like 5 more. Oh my god.
You pick up one thing.
Right.
Can you like grab one of your fruits out
No.
of the safe and like decompose it?
I might go ahead and just feed her though, because I think. Oh no, these you can see they have like this has expires in 5 dungeon runs. This expires in 6. So I don't need to use them. Your food doesn't last forever.
That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
But they're contaminated anyway, so.
Yeah.
When it expires, does it just disappear or does it become something else?
It basically just becomes worthless. I just need one item. Stop bothering me.
So there's a lot of obviously like management systems at play here. Your food, her health, her food. But it seems there's no individual component that's too stressful.
Yeah, and the game actually does a pretty good job. Jeez, I'm gonna die without getting an item. The game does a pretty good job. There we go.
There you go. That's all you need.
With tutorials where like it kind of introduces all these elements to you kind of piecemeal. So like it doesn't like drop all this on you all at once. There we go. I'm pretty sure that's all I needed.
And does it just convert right away?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So this is only on PS4 and Switch right now, right? No
Yep.
PC port yet?
I think it's weird because I think
Yeah,
similar
it's actually
games.
kind of fun. I don't think A Rose in the Twilight got a PC port, though I could double check. 'Cause I
Firefly
know
Diary
that-
did.
Yeah. Oh no, Rose in the Twilight does have a PC port too. So yeah, it's a bit weird that this one doesn't have one yet, because I think Void Terrarium. Well, not Void Terrarium. This is Void Terrarium. I think Firefly Diaries PC port came later, but I think that A Rose in the Twilight was actually day and date for the Western release. I want to say, but yeah. Knowing NIS, like it's only a matter of time that it comes to PC.
Yeah.
But,
So you and Factory AI there are robots trying to figure out what humans need to live, basically.
They're so optimistic in such like a bleak environment. So like, is there now an air purifier like sitting in her? I don't quite see what changed.
I think, I don't think so. I don't think it actually like affects how it looks at all.
And now you're feeding her moss again.
It's slightly contaminated.
You're such a good caretaker.
But I have to. I have no choice. She didn't like that. It doesn't matter if she
Does
likes
that
it or
matter
not.
much?
No, it's just a
Oh.
visual thing. So now she's full, but more sick.
So now what's the objective?
Yeah, I think I have to jump into a dungeon and out real quick. Let me just do that. This isn't how I would like actually play the game, but I think in order to like trigger the next thing. And actually worth this.
You did
dungeon.
nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
I wasn't gone for that long.
And basically, he's just going to point the way to a new dungeon.
Yeah.
So Robbie always just character acts.
Yep. Robbie doesn't talk.
So how long is this game exactly?
About 25 hours. More if you do like achievement stuff.
How many total like dungeon areas are there?
Like 8 or so. Alright, so I just basically got the next objective. Can
Now,
I craft?
if you go to the map,
I don't think I'll
you
be able
can
to craft
a bed
much.
frame. Oh,
Because
that's the
I
bed you
don't
already
have,
have. Yeah.
I don't think I can craft much because I don't have any green. Oh, I can create a mini bot.
That's
Skill
cute.
removal is a little bit yeah, I can show you, I guess. Crafted a mini bot, I got a skill removal. So this is one of those things, skill removal.
Can you not craft a better bed for it yet? It looks like you can, but
No. Well, here, let me just.
I think that was the same bed she already had.
So skill removal.
There is a better bed too.
All right, let me just say this real quick. Skill removal is basically this thing you get. I got my first skill removal, basically option. So these are all the skills that can show up, like literally all of them. But now I can remove one that I don't want to show up. I don't ever use shot. Don't show up. There we go.
Oh, that's kind of a weird way to.
Of those skill removals. I mean, maybe you can remove all of them and just have nothing.
Well, you can remove. You basically the idea is to remove the ones you don't want. So that's the bed I have. It's just like a blanket on top of containers. I don't think I can create another one. No.
Oh, there's the princess bed, but you need.
Oh,
what do you need for
it's like a cage.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, you need a lot for it.
A cage inside a cage. Put out the robot or whatever it was.
Here's your little mini bot. I'm pretty sure she doesn't actually like interact with this. There.
You don't know
can't. You eventually make her like a toy car, and she actually plays the toy car. Will she play with it? No. And that's basically what Void Terrarium is. It's a very chill game. You know, doesn't have like a huge like story drive, but you know, it kind of has that emotional, like your premise is to basically make her life better. She doesn't ever talk. So she's, in a way more of a pet than a character, but like I said, that was actually kind of a decision they made to try to have that connection be a little bit more implied rather than having her like baby talk or whatever. But yeah, it's an interesting game. It was better than I expected it. Maybe I have already completed the game. It was better than I expected it to be. Maybe I wish there was a little bit more variety in like the dungeons. Maybe like a dungeon gimmick that makes the dungeons play a little bit differently and things like that. But otherwise, it's $25, I believe, normal price on PS4 and Switch. and I enjoyed it. If you like these roguelike games, it's got a pretty satisfying sense of progression. You know,
I definitely appreciate how NIS continues to make these smaller, more personal, I'd say, projects. Like you saw it with both the Omawari games. Obviously, there's the series of games more like this with Firefly Diaries, Rose in the Twilight, and whatnot. It's nice to see.
Nippon Ichi Software, they put out a lot of games that are like not tied to any brand or franchise. They're obviously known for Disgaea, but like they just recently put out that Girl Hell game. I forget the Japanese title of it. This just came out not that long ago either in Japan, like in January, so it's not that old of a game. You know, it had a little bit of a localization turnaround, but not huge. And they have a bunch of these sort of smaller scale games. Maybe they don't always hit, but I like that they kind of experiment.
It's just
and try
like
things.
a cool like standalone game with a very specific kind of design ethos. Like they don't want it to be character driven. It's more like it's almost like a world driven game where the environment is the story, sort of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. The art style is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's moody. If the art style fits the moody, like it all meshes together pretty well.
It's kind of like
style, the environmental art, the music. So yeah, thanks for taking the time to show us this.